Teenagers should be receiving 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night to function at their best. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, 75% of high school students are not meeting the requirements for enough sleep. Sleep deprivation is the situation or condition of suffering from a lack of sleep. Stage 1, non-REM, is the change from being awake to becoming asleep. During this short period, brain waves slow as the body adjusts to being relaxed as it is about to fall asleep. In Stage 2, non-REM sleep, the body relaxes and brain waves slow even further. A person spends most of their sleep cycle in this stage than any of the others. Stage 3, non-REM sleep, occurs during the first half of the night in longer periods of deep sleep. Brain waves become even slower at this point. REM sleep occurs about 90 minutes after a person falls asleep. Brainwave activity becomes closer to what that is seen while a person is awake. Blood pressure and heartbeat increase and breathing becomes faster and irregular. Most dreaming occurs in REM sleep. Cell phones emit blue light, which restrain the production of melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that controls a person's sleep/wake schedule. Stress and anxiety caused by school can cause sleep disorders, including insomnia, which is a term for people who have a hard time falling and staying asleep.
After school, I usually do all my homework. I try to get it done before 5. If I have time, I'll go to the gym, and if I don't, I'll just wait until soccer practice, and my practice is from 8 to 10.
Well, after school, I go home, take a little nap before practice, and then I go to practice and then work on homework.
I go home and I feed my dog, and then I will do homework, and usually on the busy days I have like practice or something, and then maybe run some errands.
Well, during polo season or water polo season, I go to practice, and then I get home around 5:36. I eat dinner, shower, and then I go to bed.
I normally go to rehearsal until around 7 o'clock, and then I'll go home and do homework until I get to go to bed.
I usually have dance for like 6 hours, and then I'll maybe do a little bit of homework beforehand, but not really. I'll usually go on my phone, and then I'll come home and like shower and do homework, and then maybe go on my phone more, and then go to sleep.
On a busiest day, I would go work out and drive my brother to practice, which is soccer practice.
I go to theater around like 8:30, then I go home, do like 4 hours of homework, and go to bed.
Go get food, and then go home and do my homework. I work 2. 2 of them, 2 jobs.
I work until like 6 or 7, and then I get home, then I do like homework until like 1-ish.
I will have lacrosse practice or soccer practice right after school until 5, and then I'll have work from 5:30 until either 9:30 or 10:30, and then sometimes I'll have mock trial squeezed in there at some point in time. After that, I have homework, a lot of homework.
After school, I go home and grab a snack and do some homework. I get around 1 to 2 hours of homework.
After school, I go to work, and then after work, I go home and I do my homework and I go to sleep.
So when I don't have as much sleep, it's harder for me to retain information in my classes, and when I'm doing my homework after I get home, it's a lot harder for me to stay awake and complete assignments to the best of my ability.
During my senior year, I would stay up so late doing college apps that I wouldn't have time to do my actual schoolwork, so I was just so tired, I just didn't feel up to it, and I barely got sleep, so it was a little rough.
I would, call their attention. They know if they put their head down. I just don't let them that. But if I really notice that it's happened really often, then I start thinking about maybe something is going on with the student's personal life. Either the student doesn't eat at home is too tired, maybe he's not sleeping. So I try to find out why. And sometimes I find out it's either, if it's an 11th grader, sometimes it's because they are already working too many hours and can't balance with school. They have to work. If it is a freshman, sometimes I just find out they play video games too late. So I have a conversation with them, but I usually don't let them, because then they can send a message that it is okay or that we are not doing much in class, so I just don't let them. The kids that tend to put their head down, if their grades are not the best, and a lot of it is because they are not getting enough sleep. Like I said, is because they are playing too many video games or just watching TV really late, or sometimes I ask about their parents, and sometimes their parents work at night or they have 2 jobs. So sometimes I find out the kids are not really supervised, so they might be doing whatever they want at home, and they come to school tired. Some of them, believe it or not, they don't have enough to eat. So it's a combination of lack of sleep and tiredness.
I get about 6 hours of sleep.
At most 6.
5 to 6.
4. Like 6.
Maybe 6 or 7.
I get around 8 hours of sleep. Yeah.
7.
3 and 6.
Like 5. Let's just say not enough.
6 to 7.
5, 6, 5.
Like 4. My name is Lisa Barrera, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. So teens should get an average of 8 to 10 hours, and ideally they should be getting 9 to 10. Adults can get by on 7 to 8 hours, and some adults a little bit less. If a teen is consistently getting less than 9 hours of sleep a night, they will be sleep deprived, and they will notice that they may be more emotionally reactive to just average things that happen in their day. Their focus will not be as clear. It'll be harder to solve problems and make decisions, and harder to study and learn what you're learning in school. Research that has actually shown a link between sleep deprivation in teens and disorders like anxiety and depression. And it's also shown a link to a greater risk of substance use and substance abuse. So it definitely has a correlation with mental health issues in teens. Lack of sleep can lead to a depressed mood, right, or feeling more stressed or anxious. And then likewise, if you're feeling more anxious and stressed and depressed, that will get in the way of getting a good night's sleep.
I've been teaching for 12 years, and a constant issue for me is children and kids who are not ready for school. They're not alert enough, and they fall asleep. They don't pay attention, they can't see what's going on in class. It's such a constant problem that I've decided to change the way I do business in order to meet this particular need. I'm super energetic, I'm trying to be interesting, I'm trying to get their attention, I'm trying to drag them out of the doldrums, I'm trying to give them something to listen to that they'd be interested in. And if you don't provide that to these students, then they will fall asleep. There's nothing they can do. It's almost out of their control. And if I can do something that compels them to stay awake, that's what's necessary. Because the problem won't go away by itself. I have to change in order to address that issue.
According to the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School, sleeping 5 hours or less per night can increase mortality risk by roughly 15%.
So, unless you're sleeping maybe 15 hours a day, it's probably okay to be getting more than enough sleep.